was going to be an endurance about my pain and pain. And I said, you ought to see how people are having attitude with me because I am within a career that is over. And I said, I will get off your music because I haven't produced anything but Unclouded Day produced song. And I took the varnish off of it because I don't rap over gospel music. And I made So Unhappy Here. And when I was going through my career startup, regardless if it was for drugs or not, I had showed up to a dance mobile. My husband's name was Mordecai, and he is from California, Los Angeles, California, where I'm born. And I have a protection order to say that I have been born out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because it's unhealthy for me, but I keep that because I don't have to tell nobody where I'm from. When I go into my lucids and my artility, I know that there is a facet about sexuality that is not being told, and we don't have anything to do with House and Greta Church. And parentheses, House and Greta Church is from a fat build. They eat a lot. They eat a lot of candy. They eat a lot of donuts. They eat a lot of pastry. They drink a lot of soda. And only thing I can say is that we have not formed ourselves with that spirituality nor have we circumferenced this type of ability being. And I know that we had someone over at my church at 37th Street Baptist Church, which is a non denominational church on formality build. When we're on the radio, they know that we are respected as a non denominational church because I cannot change it legally from uh, Baptist church because they said that if it gets stuck at one set, it will be okay. But I attempted to change it to a non-denominational church with paying my taxes. And one of the males there, he didn't prick and prod all of my business until he got the deed, which you don't have no deed in California to the church. So when he died, the deed turned gold. And no one will be able to take a D from me ever again. And I have to be smarter about myself because I was young, but I know I met somebody, even though she's ugly, even though she is frail, even though she can't do anal sex. It wasn't the fact that it was a problematic for me, but this lady really did help me to grow in a mental significance because she never stopped talking to me. And I respect her as an elder. She said, that I know better to be in our house fat, which is the truth. And I said I had went and stole to keep a PhD in California, and now it's just typing. But I'm gonna tell you something: them natural sisters is not born to me. And just because I have locks of parentheses, just because you have locks, don't mean that you are all together. And I'm teaching my people a better way because I like cut haired people. I like people have fair hair, streaky hair, curly hair, curlicue hair, curly style hair, stubby hair, fertility hair, motility hair. And I want you to know that it's dangerous to be with somebody that has big knot locks. So I married one because I had smuggled him to America because he have a lot of good songs and we used it for beats. But now that he's in his respect, his name is Kodak Black. I married him to talk to him because he's telling me about what he went through in this country. He's telling me on Jernigan about how he established and how he went his way. He is a billionaire for YouTube. They send him checks when he ain't even working. And I'm scared of him, but I have to accept his nationality because I know that they are raw and his eyes look like he'll kill you. So I don't want him to have nothing that he can't do because he'll go back in the same thing. And if he pop over and get crowned, that's on him. But we have one Kodak Black that popped over and got crowned because I didn't think that it was prophetic for me to be well known around the world. And I was a part of a celebrity status. Is that it's a gamble, so you're not guaranteed to get anything. But I know Mr. Bear Children. I play basketball with them. I'm the Eagles. So I'm gonna tell. I'm always tell. And when I did my prosthetic, she didn't get mad because there was young men. And then they gave me gifts and they said, you're not as big as us. You're not as crawling as us. You're not our speed as us. And so many people has got on their nerves. And this is my clarity. I could talk about my career now. I'm not scared anymore. And I could talk about the things that I experienced. For an example, I went to UCLA and they're not going to give me a degree. This song is being played wrong. And this is from the King of States Junior High School. And it's unbelievable, but I'm the only one that has survived that school. Just because I'm heavily protected. In the parentheses, I helped them too. I ain't seen a Secret Service in Las Vegas, Nevada, regardless if they was there or not, being raped and murdered. And no one noticed that he was in the bushes. And I feel like I should have that ring of life because I had sat with Culver Tarina. He said, don't sit here the whole time because I'm going to blame you. I'm going to feel like I'm going to have to blame you. And I said, I just want to sit every now and then, just come here every now and then. But he passed away in the bed. He was in the hospital for 5 years and he went on and let go. And when you are a Secret Service start off, you're supposed to get 50,000 a month at least. I'll take that because I just can't go out there and not have anything. And it's not quarreling to the rights, but when you're not sworn in, because I know a lot of people that has education and see we're going to get a career insurance policy. Thank you. And then what that does is when you have thought of theory, you got some glasses from a store that's been so good. They got some good pieces. Even at Stats Nine, that's the furthest I'm going. And I've been through New York, and they said we'll kill for that girl because I went through New York the first time before I got myself fixed up, and I had a scar from here to here, and it had been done on a carver knife, which I don't know what that means, but someone raised one on me and got defeated, and I know that people are more smarter. They having paretic visual. That's the furthest I will go. I got 113 people on here, and I want your life to be blessed. But I said in the beginning, which is not okay, if I touch at least just one, because that's how Mark got cursed. I want my page to bloom, and I want you to show me how to attract people, and I want you to know that the paid service on Google is confusing. If I pay $5, I don't want you going back in my account to get another $5. You need to have some type of package deals. It's okay, well, $5 to run you for one ad. I said, okay, well, that's fine because I could hit 300,000 people. Then you say $50, and I get calls every now and then to see if I want to promote my page because I have put myself out there. $50 to run you 33 ads. I said, okay, well, how long is that? And then, if you run up the bill on my card, I can afford it, but I'm not going to allow you to open my account like that because this is not no eccentric account. And I know a lot of people think that is the fact that that card is getting turned to the Secret Service, and I put it on a percentage account because I found a CD on the ground in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's called D4L. And I have a serious note. uh, All of the individuals was dead, but I kept hearing one. And he said he's from East Baldwin Homes. And I went there, and his brother had talked to me about the situation. And I said, I'll wait until they release him. And they released him yesterday. So he was properly buried and cremation only. We only do cremation. And if you need a cremator around the world, don't go over $900. The whole ceremony is $1,500. That's the most the insurance company is going to pay you. We realize that a lot of people do some personal things at funeral. What I will say is that it's not passionate to eat corpse or be the relative of that. So that visual is leaving from me because there's nothing to watch about the philanthropics. And I know that there was a lot of people that have a momentum about how to be degradable and see my babies has grown up, and that's what I know that I'm being let out of a company. But I know that my GM is not, my general manager is not rushing me out of his job. They just can't stand me, and I could tell. But stuff be happening at my job, and I know Jordan don't pick up on it, but it makes me look like I'm not competentable to keep my job. And he said, "What the fuck is wrong with her?" He said, "I don't know. She got anxiety or something. What's up with you?" And I'm leave it alone. And Papa on Twitter. And I went to my course of action and I seen how people are alive, and I want people to be collaboratively fashionable about what is really happening and affects your own life. And I had a constant problem because of pain. And it's coming back because my body was enthralled in some type of subject that does not have anything to do with me. And if you must sexual torture on the inside and out, build your people up, pat them on the back, and see where they're going. Why are children dropping one by one? The Bacterian killer was put down on yesterday. Got found going into someone's house that just had a baby, and she begged for her baby back. So we don't do puppet master here in America. But we know some people can legally be made into puppets. People that has been doing what folks ask them to do, and then you come and your eyes wide open and you get a check for 600 million, but you stole my baby from Redman, and that's why he's not here anymore. And I never had been introduced to this particular type of on renter because Redman was Beverly K. Wembley's best friend on the list. So I don't know what type of problems you was trying to solve, but it didn't make the situation for me any better because I was living in a house with people that had all of their own stuff, and she realized that one of them got out, and I said, "That's not the type of life I want to have. If you can't sit there and explain to Secret Service what really happened, I don't want to be involved in it." And I got pregnant. I got raped by Rape Man. That's why he's not here no more. See, when you pay a glory of God, a same amount of money, you're not asking to go out and be primitive in the bloom. Just sit there and take the measurement for it, because I know something gonna build against you. And then when they come, you have your fathers for it. When they come, you got your Z28. When they come, you got your sword. When you come, you got your sugar cane knife. Cause everybody ain't professional enough to keep shooting. Cause it gonna shoot you back in your eye. A gun gonna shoot you back in your eye unless you're a military official. And see, when you are futuristic field, you realize that I been to RGTC and they gave me an A, and everything else I had an F in. And I made a 99 on my point test. That's pretty good. I got a good eye now. But it's something about it. I went through something and I said, God, it's not going to be upsetting about how you looking to see whether or not I'm having seizures out of my eye. I knock you on your left eye. I throw acid over your left eye. So somebody personal is around here giving out some things, and somebody called it out on yesterday. I was talking to my friend. He said, "Do you think it's personal?" I think it really is something that is personal. I said, if it is, I apologize. I never did nothing to you. I don't bother nobody. And when something's happened to me, I evaluate the solution, but that's unforgivable. But there is forgiveness, and people move on. And you got your $50,000 card a month. So, things is not being profited. It was fixed. So we realized that $50,000 a month can give us a little mama pop's place. We could start off with two, I would advise on 2 pans of food, and then close at 8, and then be open on the system. DoorDash let you part time put your stuff up there. When you're available, you're available. When people order your food, they order your food because they're going into normal visuals, and the only companies that can stay open is McDonald's, because they're telling you to close at 8 or 9. So they're saying restaurants have to close at 9. That means they're losing less food. That means that America get to have more money to build somewhere else. But that is being forced out by Donald Trump. Thank you. Even though he is a Republican, I want to tell you that I had got into Democrat private party because I talked to him one time. We went out for ice cream, and I know that you cannot touch a Donald Trump, but this was during a time during COVID where I really did need some help. I couldn't find no place to stay inside, and people was being really funny about their lifestyle. When you didn't take your COVID shot, the elder, that means that is you. And you have to realize that some pop over, some get crowned, some get deeded automatically to the courthouse. And what I've been doing is I've been going up there saying I'm playing music in this place, which is the truth. If you was a 4369 corpse eater, your mother is Lisa, and you're gonna have to pack your stuff and go back to Iowa. Because what you do in Iowa is not illegal. But if you don't watch out for what is massive in your order, if they sue these companies because they know where the food is made from, that means you arrive as a Tupac Shakur company, and I'm divorced out of that family. I want everybody to pay attention to what they can do independently, because all those people have been dismissed out of the careers, so you cannot flush to here. Because we know that Shirley knows the look, but we want to realize that people are really making these type of people to be able to be a cover up in what's happening in the dime. But two figures up piece. Thank you so much, 133 people before I blow up. I want to let you know that it's not anything that I can do about the page. I know that my people love my page. They be on my page. I got 50,000 hits. But I need something else in order for myself to make the money that I'm making. See, before I would have made $1,000. So y'all keep up with your game about increased momentum, which is good to be able to promote independent, natural style people, celebrity, page owner, contractor, and remember that I'm going to be doing a questionnaire for you to be able to be a prolific person. And I'm going to use a professional company to do this. Continue to keep yourself together. Remember, cussing is not a sin, nor are you. So always remember, when you try to bite out your mouth, 7 mouths will bite against you. And keep yourself together. Amen. Amen.